Hi everybody, this is rebeccannoying and I'm doing a video on how to refill your Copic markers. So let's start on that. Always lay down paper towels because it just takes one drop of ink and then you have a giant mess everywhere. Check 10,000 times, make sure you're putting the right ink in the right marker. If you screw that up, then this is kind of a strange, magical marker anymore and it's not as accurate as you might like it to be. A word of warning about these ink bottles, the only really obvious place where it says the color name is on the cap, so if you're refilling multiple markers, take a lot of caution and make sure the right lid goes back on the right ink bottle. It also says down here, and my camera probably isn't going to focus on that, nope. Right there it says the name of the ink, so don't take the sticker off, but yeah, just be aware that that can happen. So the first thing is take both caps off the end of the marker, and there's a couple ways that you can do this at this point. Your ink thing unscrews, don't pull it off, it just unscrews, and it has this little nozzle thing. And you can drip the ink onto your marker in the chisel end if you want, and that's probably the simplest, but it takes quite a long time and has potential to be messy because you're dripping marker ink everywhere. What I actually prefer to do is to pull one of the nibs out, and I do the chisel nib because I feel like it's a little bit more durable than the brush nib. You can do that with your hands. Copic also sells these tweezers, which I picked up at an overstock sale for really cheap. I bought them. These really aren't that necessary, I don't think. Like, just put a little paper towel on your hand and do the same thing, but I don't know. I own them and it will keep my fingers slightly less messy, so anyway, grip the nib firmly at the bottom and just pull out. Takes a little bit of force, and there you go. Nib comes right out and you have a hole straight into the ink reservoir of your marker. Set this somewhere where it can make a mess without being a problem. And then insert the ink thing right in there. I guess on the original markers it actually clicks, but this one you just set it in there and you will turn it upside down. But before I do that, I will point out that there are these graduated marks on the side of your ink bottle, and I know from doing some research that sketch markers will hold 2 to 3 of these marks. I only fill it up to 2 because it's better in general to underfill your marker than to overfill it. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to try and get all of this in the frame. Probably won't happen, but turn this upside down, and there's no way for you to see the top, is there? Let's see. There we go. You can kind of see the ink level up there. And we are just going to start applying gentle pressure. And when you're doing this, you want to keep an eye on both the level of the ink at the top and the bottom of your marker, because when you overfill it, this end will actually start dripping ink everywhere, and that's why you want to put paper towels down, and then you know that your marker is definitely full. Oh, and ink just squeezed out everywhere. So, yeah, don't do this too fast. Another reason you want paper towels down. So I've put about 2 lines of ink in there, so I'm going to call that good. And okay, fix my camera. Alright, so ink, as you can see, I dripped some down the side, so I'm just going to wipe that off. If you have a spill like that, it's really easy to clean up later with some rubbing alcohol and Q-tips. Don't know if you can tell, this end is actually shinier from all of the ink that is now in the marker. And we are going to now replace the nib. And you just put it right back in the marker, give it a little bit of a push, make sure it's all in there. And there you go. Your pen is now refilled. The last thing that you need to do is return the caps to both ends, or leave them off. I have heard it done both ways. I just put them back on so I don't have 2 exposed marker ends that could make a mess everywhere. And you let this sit for about 5 minutes, and that just sort of lets the ink spread out throughout the body of the marker evenly. If you were to use it right now, you would notice probably that one of the ends still doesn't work at all and the other one is making really, really, really dark marks. So don't use this for a while in your projects. It will make you cry. You can see this paper towel has a couple drips of ink on it. Not too bad with this particular color, but with a really dark, like bright red or something, that could be a disaster. So take caution. I also have some on my hands. You can't really see it, but that is how you refill your markers. Thanks for watching.